Okay, so today we're gonna do some solving. So let's go over two types of solving. We have exponential and we have log. Ooh, it's a terrible L. Okay, so on exponential solving, eventually you're going to log both sides. On log solving, you have two choices. You're either gonna drop and solve. Ooh, can't write. Or you're gonna loop trick. Okay, so let's start with our exponential ones. Alright, so looking at number 8. Number 8 is exponential because there's an x in the exponent, and there's no log, so it can't be log. So what I am going to do is I have to log both sides. Now, normally I box in the base and the exponent, and I do, and I notice there's nothing on the outside, so I don't have to isolate in this one. I will on number 6, but I won't on this one. So 5x plus 1 drops down in front of the log 7, and I log 44. You have to, no matter what, type log 7 dividing into log 44. So I'll show you what that looks like. I've already done it in my calculator. Okay. Here's, looking up here, log 44 divided by log 7 is this decimal. You have to type the logs. So if I look at what's left, so I have 5x plus 1 equals some calculator number. Now I'm into just regular old solving, the days we miss. So I'm going to subtract 1. So in my calculator, you can see here, right, I put minus 1. So let me just do this for you. I'm going to take this, I'm going to press enter. Okay, so this is what we got, right? And then I'm going to hit the minus sign 1. Okay, and I get that. And then I still have 5x equals a calc number. Okay, so then in the end, I'm going to divide by 5. So x equals, and when I take that answer in my calculator, divide by 5, I get that. 0.189. Now, number 6 is exponential, but it's a little different because if I box in my base and my exponent, that 3 is not a part of the base. So I have to divide it to get it isolated. You always isolate it, then you can log both sides. Or in this case, you're not going to log, you're going to ln because logs go with the other type, ln's go with e's. So when I do 2x ln e equals ln 3, I'm going to divide by ln e just like the last problem. Okay, so you're going to see me type ln 3 divided by ln e. I get that. And so then if I look at what's left, 2x equals some calculator number. I'm going to divide by 2 in the calculator. This is all the work I expect to see. So x equals 0.549. Alright, so those are my exponential problems. Notice on both situations I either ln'd or logged both sides. So let's go to the ones that I added on your review. So while I'm writing this, this is an all log situation. Everything has a log. So I am going to drop them and solve them, but I can't just drop them and do 4 plus 8. That's not how it goes. The way that it happens is if two logs are adding, you're going to end up multiplying what was adding initially. Okay, so 4 times 8 because it was the plus sign. So if that's a plus, then over here is a dividing because it's a minus x over 2. But then we have this 3 here that goes as a power. Now, since I have a log on both sides, I can drop them and solve them. So I have 32 equals x to the third over 2. I'm going to finish solving this, so multiply by 2. 64 equals x to the third. And then this is called not a square root, but you're going to cube root both sides. And in the calculator, the way it looks, you do control and then this little symbol like this, type 3, type 64, and that's how you figure that out. That's an all log situation. Let's go to the one situation where you have to do the loop trick. So we rewrote this problem. Okay, this is not an all log situation because of the 2 not having the log at all. So what we have to do is still bring these together. So log 5, 2 to the third, because that number in front is an exponent. The x is adding, this log is adding, so it's going to multiply. And it's still equal to 2. So these two logs came together to be one log together. Now, the reason I can't drop and solve is because that doesn't have a log. So what I do is I do a loop trick. 5 squared equals 2 to the third x. Now, that's 25. 5 squared. 2 to the third is 8x. And now I divide by 8. So x equals 25 over 8. So number 9 is very similar, except for you don't have to bring any logs together. So this one, you straight up loop trick. 3 to the 4th equals x minus 4, and finish solving it on your own. Remember, I sent out the answers. If you don't have the answers, then I guess you can combine and look at them before you take the test to make sure you've done them right. All right, so let's do some application on the back. I already went over what all these mean, just to go back over. Continuous, not continuous. It also has, it'll mention something about monthly, daily, weekly, annually. So let's go to number 14. So 14 is talking about, suppose $900 is invested. That's called our put-in amount. What did we put into the bank? At a rate of 0.033%. Notice it says the word annually. That tells you it is automatically this formula. Continuously would be this one. It gives us a time frame. It gives us annually. That means N is 1. Once a year. It says when, I don't know when, question mark, will my investment be worth $1,800? So I take my equation, A equals P 1 plus R over N times 1 times N times T. Okay, so I divide by 900. Very similar to the front, right? You're trying to get this by itself, this parentheses. So 800 divided by 900 is 2. I'm going to go ahead and figure this out, right? 1 plus 0.03 divided by 1, I would type it in my calculator, or know that 1 plus 0.03 is 1.03 to the t. So just like on the front, to get exponentials solved, you have to log both sides. So this is going to be log 2 equals t log 1.03. And so my final step is log 1.03 divided into 2. So I take my calculator, log 2 divided by log 1.03. 23.45 years. We do keep it, we don't really necessarily round in these problems because we're dealing with a bank and they kind of like their money, so they may not want you rounding their money off or your own money. Okay, so let's look at the next one. So on this one, we wrote down the two formulas. So these are special. They look like this, where b equals 1 plus or minus r. So in this case, your starting value is the 4,600, because that's what he bought it for. That's the A0. Your interest rate is It's going to be b equals 1 minus r because of the depreciation here. And then a equals, what was it worth in the end? So let's set it up. A equals 4,600. Ooh. 1 minus 0.20 to the t divided by 4,600. So I take my calculator. 2,000 divided by 4,600. If I do control enter, it'll give me the decimal. I'm okay with you. I guess it's okay to round in these problems. 0.43 equals 1 minus 0.20. Calculator. 1 minus 0.20. 0.8. And if it's exponential, you're going to have to log both sides. So I'm going to do log 0.43 equals t log 0.8. So I divide by log 0.8. So I go to my calculator, log 0.43 divided by log 0.8. Oop, that's not 8. That's not 8. There we go. 3.78. T equals 3.78. So please make sure you bring this review back tomorrow. Completed would be great because it can't help you with just the answers. And I will see you tomorrow with this awesome test you're going to take. And you're going to do awesome on. All right.